You know what's funny? Most enterprise SaaS teams think onboarding starts after the deal is signed. But onboarding is the deal. Over the past 18 years, I have worked with hundreds of SaaS teams, from pre-revenue startups to post-IPO giants. If there is one thing I have seen consistently ruin good products and smart teams, it is this. They treat onboarding like an afterthought, a checklist, a CS function, not what it really is, a strategic layer that determines retention, expansion, and ROI. In this video, I'll show you how to build onboarding into the core of your enterprise SaaS delivery. You will walk away with actionable tactics, tech stacks, onboarding architectures, and system-level strategies used by companies who get this right. And before you start, make sure you hit the subscribe. I post weekly videos on SaaS strategy, AI automation, and enterprise systems. And every video is built from real projects and proven playbooks. Also check the video description. You will find the link to my SaaS Product Success Framework, the same framework I use to help B2B teams plan, build, and scale with onboarding as a core pillar. Now let's break it down. Number one, what onboarding really means in enterprise SaaS. Let's get it clear on what onboarding actually is, because too many teams are working with the wrong mental model. In B2C, onboarding means a user opens an app, completes a quick walkthrough, and starts using the features. In SMB SaaS, it's getting users to set up their account and maybe invite teammates. But in enterprise SaaS, the onboarding is a multi-layered transformation process. You are not onboarding a user, you are onboarding an organization. That means multiple stakeholders, cross-team handoff, legacy systems, data migration, security reviews, role-based training, and above all, aligning your product's functionality with real measurable business outcomes. And this isn't just theory. Research by Whatfix shows that 86% of enterprise users are more loyal to a vendor when onboarding helps them realize value early. Gainsight has documented how companies that reduce time to first value by just 30% see a double-digit increase in retention rates within 6 months. In fact, I once worked with a compliance-focused SaaS startup that was struggling with 6 months onboarding cycles. We restructured onboarding around outcome milestones instead of features. And guess what? Their TTFB dropped by 40 days. Renewal rates jumped from 61% to 84%. Bottom line, enterprise onboarding is where your solutions prove it can deliver ROI, not just logins. And that makes it your most powerful growth and retention lever. Before we talk about what to build, let's talk about what breaks. Most onboarding challenges in enterprise SaaS do not show up in your CRM. They show up in Slack threads, missed deadlines, and confused customers who do not know what is expected. So in this section, I'll show you 3 recurring failure patterns I have seen and how top SaaS teams tackle them. This is the real world stuff. I have worked with SaaS companies in fintech, health tech, edtech, you name it, and these patterns are everywhere. Problem number 1. One size fits all journeys. Enterprise clients have layers: IT, procurement, end users, executives. Yet most onboarding flows treat them all the same. What is the fix? Use role-based onboarding tracks. Use tools like Rocketlayer, Userflow, or Whatfix to build segmented journeys. Or use something like ClickUp or Notion to build custom onboarding boards per persona. You need to define the admin track with config, permissions, integrations, and end user track for training, success, metrics, executive track with dashboards, adoption KPIs. Problem number 2, integration delays stall momentum. Most enterprise onboarding projects get stuck not on training, but on integrations. API key is not shared, sandbox not ready, IT team unresponsive. What is the fix? Create a pre-integration checklist. Here is what you should include. Number 1, data schema and API field mapping templates. Number 2, sample payloads and expected webhooks responses. Number 3, Postman or Swagger documentation. Number 4, environment readiness documents. Also consider tools like Workato or Tray.io for iPaaS, Nango for faster API authentication, Paisley or Superglue if you want to build unified connectors. Problem number 3, compliance and security blockers. Enterprise onboarding is often blocked by InfoSec, not product setup. What is the fix? Run a pre-boarding phase before onboarding starts. In this phase, you can deliver security policy documentation with SOC2, ISO, GDPR, sub-processor list, data residency plans, infrastructure diagrams. Use document automation tools like DocSend or Dropbox Sign to track engagement and approvals. Let's step into the operational layer. Most enterprise onboarding efforts fail not because the team lacks intent, but because they lack a system. By system, I mean a structured, repeatable engine that drives onboarding across accounts, teams, and product configurations with clarity and consistency. In high-volume SaaS operations, onboarding becomes chaotic without architectural thinking. Each enterprise deal starts to feel like a custom implementation project, one that your CS or implementation team is scrambling to manage. What you need instead is a modular, scalable engine that can adapt to different client needs without reinventing the wheel each time. Let me walk you through how I help SaaS teams build that kind of onboarding engine, from modular playbooks to orchestration tools and governance models. Number 1, modular playbooks. If you are creating a brand new onboarding process every time you close an enterprise deal, you are doing it wrong. The complexity of enterprise clients demands flexibility, but the flexibility must be built on a modular foundation. You need playbooks that can be reused, customized, and scaled, and not reinvented from scratch. A modular onboarding playbook is like a component-based design system. Consistent where it needs to be, adaptable where it must be. Here is how to make this work. Start by breaking your onboarding into phases. Kickoff, technical setup, training, go live. Inside each phase, define reusable task blocks. Think checklist, templates, walkthrough. Create variables for roles, configurations, and tools so that teams can quickly customize by account size or industry. A client of ours building a healthcare data SaaS reduced their onboarding time from 12 weeks to 6 by shifting from Google Documents to modular Notion-based onboarding system. Their team could spin up new projects in 10 minutes instead of 2 hours. So please use Notion or Confluence for playbook base, Zapier or N8N to automate task triggers, Loom for asynchronous walkthroughs. You can structure it like phase 1, kickoff and team alignment. Phase 2, technical setup and integration. Phase 3, end user enablement. Phase 4, internal champion enablement. Let's unpack a common trap. Treating onboarding as a checklist handed off to CSMs or support reps. This is where momentum dies. In high-performance SaaS teams, onboarding is structured like a real project, with clear deliverables, timelines, stakeholders, and dependencies. Think of it like an internal implementation sprint. You wouldn't roll out a feature without a project plan. So why treat onboarding with less rigor? So here is what I recommend. Use tools like Rocketlet, Asana, or ClickUp to create an onboarding board per client. Assign every task to a role, not just to a name, with deadlines linked to go-live targets. Use milestone checklists that reflect real outcomes, not just task completion. For instance, first report created or data synced with CRM is far more meaningful than dashboard access granted. One of my clients, a Series B SaaS company in HR Tech, shifted to this model and saw their onboarding duration drop by 30%. Most importantly, their client NPS in the first 90 days jumped from 42 to 68. Why? Because customers felt guided, not dumped into a process. Also, you need to track dependencies between phases. For example, integration step depends on receiving IT credentials. End user rollout depends on internal champion approval of training decks. Map this. Surface blockers early and assign internal SLAs because onboarding doesn't fail at delivery. It fails in the gaps between the teams. You can't improve what you do not measure. And in enterprise SaaS, poor onboarding metrics often get buried under vague goals like client is live. That's not enough. You need clarity on value realization, stakeholder participation, and technical readiness. Take Segment for instance. They do not just track account creation. They measure event stream configuration, fast pipeline ingestion, and dashboard viewing within specific timeframes. That's how they predict whether a client will renew or churn. So let's walk through the metrics you should absolutely be tracking and how to do it without needing an expensive CS shoot. Here is what you track. Number 1, time to first value, TTFV. Days to reach the first business relevant milestones. Number 2, stakeholder engagement score. Track who shows up, who completes tasks, who goes silent. Integration readiness lag. Time lost between kickoff and API sandbox readiness. End user activation rate. Percentage of the invited users who complete their first task within 7 days. Support load during onboarding. Tickets per account during first 30 days. Use Mixpanel, Amplitude, or even Google Sheet and Zapier to build a basic dashboard. Once you have your onboarding framework in place, the next challenge is scaling. You cannot hire a new CSM for every client. You also cannot automate your way to trust. What you need is a blended system, one that automates what should be repeatable and preserves human effort for high leverage moments. Let me show you what that looks like inside real SaaS teams. Automated email nudges with Customer IO or HubSpot. Environment provisioning scripts. Slack alerts when milestone deadlines are missed. In-app onboarding flows via app queues or Pendo. Where humans matter. Initial kickoff. Champion enablement. Integration design discussions. Executive alignment calls. So you can set up a tiered service model like Tier 1, high touch for strategy accounts. Tier 2, guided onboarding with asynchronous playbooks. Tier 3, self-serve with escalation paths. So guys, if you're building an enterprise SaaS product, remember, great onboarding isn't about product education. It's about value realization. Onboarding is where deals are either won long-term or lost silently. It's where you validate promises, create champions, and open the door to expansion. Please subscribe to my channel if you want more deep dive content like this on SaaS systems, AI automation, onboarding, and product growth. And please do not forget to check the video description for my full SaaS Product Success Framework. It's free to download and will help you rethink how onboarding fits into your product delivery and growth motion. See you in the next one.